Well, what's up, everybody? We're back on the Subaru Legacy, and it is the wagon, 4-door, and we did rear brakes on the last video. Today we're going to be doing front brakes on this one. And like I said in the other video, if you didn't see that one, but this car has been sitting for 6 years, so it's got a little bit of rust on her. And we decided to go ahead and do brakes, front and rear. The last video was rear brakes, this is front brakes, and we're going to do an oil change too. I ain't going to worry about showing that, but yeah, gonna need a 14, I think it's a 17 for the bracket, and then maybe a hammer to get this off, but I don't think so. You can see it already moves. This rotor is just ready to come off there. So let me get y'all set up, get my tools over here, make sure I get all my parts and all that stuff, and hey, we'll start doing this and get it knocked out. Here we are, and 14mm will take the caliper off, and I went ahead and broke them loose off camera, but they weren't really tight. These are just like the rears. The caliper torques to 20 foot-pounds, but the caliper bracket torques to 60 on here. 15 and 17-inch wheels have the same torque specs. 16-inch wheels have a different torque spec. I'll have to look up the 16s. Mine has the 17. So if you have 17s or 15s, it's going to be 20 and 60. And if you give me a few minutes, I will go look up the 16-inch wheels and see what the difference is. I don't know why they would change specs like that. This is a dual piston caliper. And we're going to keep one of the pads, and you can see that these are pretty low. We're going to keep one so we can press the pistons in. And the backs are really low. I wonder if the sliders are sticking, and the bottom one's good, the top one is stuck. So I may have to unstick this slider right here. We'll see what we can do. But one issue that I have found on this is on the top bolt, you're going to have to use a socket with a swivel or a swivel socket, because where the head of the bolt for the strut goes in, it actually blocks this caliper mount bracket bolt. The bottom one isn't bad, but the top one, it is right in the way. So when you go to loosen this up, just be careful. You can put a wrench on it and hit it with a hammer also. And try to get it off with this ratchet. Because they don't torque to a lot. It's just in a bad spot to get to. If I can. Oh yeah, we got it. Actually, maybe get a ratchet wrench. I didn't think about that on the driver's side. Oh yeah, that worked out like a charm. That's our bolts. Like I said, I forgot my camera at home because I wasn't expecting to film anything, but just noticed that I ain't really had a Subaru on my channel, and figured why not start it off with a simple job like a brake job. I will have another one up later. It's supposed to be doing an engine swap on a Subaru, and I'm going to be doing a valve body replacement on a Subaru also. So we'll have a couple Subaru videos coming up soon. There we go. Like I said, the bottom one it moves easy, but the top one does not. Yeah, the top one is seized. I'm gonna have to clean it out. The way I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna put this in a vise right here on this end, and I'm gonna work it back and forth. And then once I get the slider out, I'm just gonna get like a drill bit and go in there and just use my fingers and clean it out. Put some brake cleaner in there, do that, and then I'll put new grease and everything on it. So let me go clean this out and get it unstuck, and then we'll come back. Sometimes you may have to heat these up, but be careful with doing that. If the heat builds up in here, it can shoot these out, and you should just be careful. Don't want to get hurt with anything you're doing. Clean this one off. I did get the stuck slider unstuck. Took about 20 minutes to do it, but we got her off. We got her out of there. We cleaned her up and got her fixed. But gotta get some brake cleaner. I actually had to end up heating it up to get it brake free. So it was that. Here is our brake rotor. There we go. She's clean. I'm gonna put my arm right in y'all's viewing area. I can get a lug nut. Just enough to hold it for right now. Here is our caliper. You can see how that one moves and how that one. That was the stuck one. I went ahead and cleaned this one out too, just to be safe. We'll put our hardware on, put a little bit of brake grease in there. Also, I cleaned off the bolts, and I put new thread locker on it. Alright, that one started. Got the table where y'all are sitting on, right beside me. I'm trying not to hit y'all. We're gonna go grab my torque wrench. I got it on the other side, and then we will torque her down. Bottom one first. Now let's see if I can get this top one. Where is you? Got those torqued. 60 foot-pounds. Got a little bit of brake grease on the ears. Now the back one has the indicator for your brakes. These are a little tricky to get in there. You got to push the indicator in a little bit. So you push that down while you slide them in. Right. Now we're gonna push our caliper in, and I'm going to show you how we're going to do this. So if you have one of these like this, I only does a single piston. You can go back and forth and do it, or you can get a C-clamp and put it on this side and on that side, and put this on the other side. And I'm just going back and forth, little at a time. Yeah, I can tell somebody's filled up the brake reservoir because it is leaking out. And like I said in the last video, if y'all don't know this, your brake fluid level can be an indicator for you needing to change your brakes too, because once it gets to the low mark, the indication that the brakes are probably getting low, because when it's full, that's that new pad thickness, and once it goes down, it'll let you know that your brakes are getting worn down. You need to kind of check them. So once you get to the low mark or halfway to the low mark, at least check them to see how everything is going on your brakes. So that's a good indicator as well. And I'm going to put a little bit of brake grease on the contact areas. And a little bit on the face of the pistons. And I'm going to put some on the boots too. Like I said in all my brake videos, I like putting it on the boots because it does keep the boots moisturized and lubed up, and it keeps from dry rotting the boots a little bit. And I'm not putting a lot on there. It ain't like I'm putting half this container. It's just enough to kind of coat it. So, yeah. Going on there. There we go. And there. Had to rotate my sliders because they were in the wrong position. I'm gonna grab my torque wrench for these, and then we should be about finished. All right. I'm gonna spray it off anyway. One, two, and there we go. Let's clean her off real quick. And there we go. All finished, looking better than it did before. If y'all got any questions, comments, or concerns, you know what to do. Go down there in that comment section and leave them. I will get to them as soon as I can. And if you got anything else, hit me up on Instagram about any car. Don't even have to pertain to a Subaru, whatever. Just if you got a car question, shoot me that question on Instagram, and I will get to that as soon as possible too, and help you out as much as I can. But thank y'all for all your members, subscribers, followers, and this, that, and the others. Does help me, helps out the channel, and the channel has been growing pretty good. Averaging about 200-300 new subscribers a month, and I appreciate everybody who does that. And like I said, if y'all got anything, y'all just let me know. Contest is still going on. We got the video. I will put it in the description below. We need to get some more comments on that thing so y'all can win some stuff. Looking to get rid of shirts, hats, stickers, you know, some of that little stuff, and then maybe later on, whenever we get a little bit bigger, I can start giving away better stuff, you know. But like I said, if you got anything, let me know. And as always, talk this tight. Y'all have a great day.